It was supposed to be just another quiet night in Los Angeles, but behind closed doors, a storm was already brewing, one that would shake the entire hip-hop world to its core. Because this time, it wasn't just about Diddy. It was about one of the most trusted, most beloved figures in music, Snoop Dogg. For decades, Snoop was untouchable. From gangsta rap to family-friendly game shows, he'd done what no one else could: evolve from controversy to comfort, from chaos to calm. But that calm might be over because a single leak, a single video, has opened a door nobody thought would ever be touched. And what's behind that door might not just destroy reputations. It could burn down entire empires. Before the scandal, there was the story everyone loved to believe. Snoop Dogg, born Calvin Broadus Jr., wasn't just a rapper. He was a symbol of survival. A man who went from Long Beach streets to Hollywood royalty. He built his legend with that smooth voice, that calm presence, that undeniable charisma. And through every phase, Death Row, No Limit, the Martha Stewart collaborations, one person was always by his side. Shantae Broadus, his high school sweetheart, turned wife, manager, and empire partner. To fans, they were unbreakable. The kind of couple that proved love could survive fame, fortune, and temptation. Until now. Because if recent reports are true, that love story has turned into one of the most strategic betrayals the industry's ever seen. To understand what's happening now, you have to go back to the world Diddy built. For years, whispers surrounded his infamous freak-off parties, lavish gatherings where celebrities, models, and power players blurred the line between luxury and chaos. People laughed it off, said it was exaggerated, said it was just Diddy being Diddy. But the jokes stopped when federal agents raided his homes in Miami and LA, seizing hard drives, tapes, and digital evidence. Those drives, prosecutors claimed, contained recordings from over a decade of private parties, some allegedly involving coercion, substances, and secret cameras hidden in plain sight. At first, Diddy's world collapsing felt like justice, but what nobody expected was how far those recordings might reach, because as investigators dug deeper, new names started to surface, and one of those names was Snoop Dogg. It started as a rumor, a quiet whisper shared in studio hallways and back-channel calls, a video that allegedly tied Snoop to one of Diddy's private freak-off events in 2023. The footage, according to insiders, wasn't supposed to exist, but like everything else Diddy touched, there were always cameras. Nobody knew who leaked it. Nobody knew where it came from, until one name started circulating: Shantae Broadus, Snoop's wife. Sources claimed that after years of tension, betrayal, and business disputes, Shantae had made a choice. Not an emotional one, a calculated one. She wasn't just walking away, she was detonating everything. When the clip surfaced privately among insiders, it didn't take long for its existence to hit the internet's underbelly. Allegedly showing Snoop in a compromising situation from one of Diddy's estate parties, the video spread faster than wildfire. And then, silence. No public statement, no denial, just cleanup. Old posts featuring his wife vanished from Snoop's Instagram. Mentions of family and loyalty replaced with vague promotions for upcoming projects. For the man who built a brand on transparency, the silence said everything. And behind that silence was panic. Legal teams on alert, sponsorships on pause, and the internet asking one haunting question: was Uncle Snoop really part of Diddy's dark world? To understand Shantae's move, you have to understand her power. She wasn't just the wife. She was the strategist behind Snoop's reinvention, managing his companies, negotiating his deals, even structuring his media empire. When she leaked that video, if she truly did, it wasn't revenge. It was chess. According to people close to her, Shantae had seen the writing on the wall. She allegedly had access to business emails, financial records, and communication logs that could prove how deep Snoop's ties went. So she made the first move. Because in Hollywood, the person who leaks first doesn't just tell the story, they control it. And suddenly, Shantae wasn't just a scorned spouse. She was a whistleblower, a woman protecting her brand before it burned with his. Once that video rumor broke, the ripple effect was instant. Streaming platforms began reviewing old collaborations involving both Snoop and Diddy. Corporate sponsors, from major tech brands to beverage deals, quietly paused campaigns, waiting for clarity. Inside the industry, a chill spread. Executives whispered that Diddy's drives might contain not dozens, but hundreds of recordings, some labeled with celebrity initials. Nobody knew what might drop next, and that's when the silence started to spread. Artists distancing themselves, posts being deleted, and collaborations mysteriously postponed. Because if Snoop could get caught in this crossfire, no one was safe. Behind the scenes, lawyers scrambled to negotiate NDAs, managers prepped PR plans, and everyone prayed their names weren't next. Every investigation uncovers something darker, but this one feels endless. Federal agents reportedly found hidden cameras throughout Diddy's properties, walls, mirrors, lighting systems, all wired to capture everything. Each drive labeled, each file archived, each secret preserved like insurance. Prosecutors described it as a catalog of control, a digital map of the powerful, the famous, and the scared. And that's where the panic begins to make sense. Because if those tapes include A-listers, executives, even politicians, then the Snoop Dogg leak might just be the first domino. Some insiders even believe copies of those recordings were distributed across the industry, ensuring that if Diddy ever fell, his secrets would survive him. And if that's true, then this isn't just a scandal, it's a warning. For Snoop, the damage control has already begun. He's reportedly pulled back from interviews, avoided addressing the leak, and doubled down on projects unrelated to his family or brand image. But the internet never forgets. And fans, once loyal, are now divided. Half believe the video's fake, the other half think it's only the beginning. Meanwhile, Shantae's silence is louder than any press release. Insiders say she's finalizing her memoir. Paid the cost to be the boss lady. If she decides to include details of what happened, it won't just be a scandal. It'll be a detonation. Because this story isn't just about one man's downfall. It's about an empire unraveling, brick by brick, secret by secret. Here's where it gets darker. Rumors now claim that Shantae has more than one video. Encrypted backups, emails, contracts that connect Snoop's companies to events tied to Diddy's network. And while nothing is officially confirmed, industry insiders are treating her like a ticking bomb. One press release away from destroying careers. She's no longer the quiet woman behind Snoop's empire. She's the keeper of the vault. And every hour that she stays silent, the tension grows. What's she waiting for? A deal? Protection? Revenge? No one knows. But one thing's certain. She knows more than anyone else alive. The truth is, this story isn't really about Diddy or Snoop anymore. It's about power, how it's built, protected, and used to silence people. For years, these elite circles thrived on control, controlling artists, partners, even evidence. But the digital age changed that. You can't hide secrets behind money when everyone has a camera. And as these tapes surface, one by one, it's not just exposing the celebrities involved. It's exposing the system that protected them. Behind every rumor, there's a paper trail. Behind every leak, there's a motive. And behind every silence, there's fear. Lost in the chaos is the man himself. Snoop Dogg, 30 years into one of the most iconic careers in music history, now facing the darkest chapter of his life. Those close to him say he's broken, paranoid, and desperate to protect what's left. He's reportedly reaching out to old allies from the death row days, searching for advice, even calling Sue goodnight, a man who once warned him that his past would come back to haunt him. It's ironic. The same man who preached loyalty, discipline, and redemption is now accused of betraying the very image that saved him. Right now, investigators are still sorting through hundreds of hours of footage from Diddy's seized archives, and the industry is holding its breath. Every week, new leaks appear online. New screenshots, new whispers, new speculation. No one knows how deep it goes. But if these recordings confirm what many insiders suspect, it could mark the biggest collapse of celebrity culture in decades. And if Snoop truly appears in any of that footage, the damage will be permanent for his family, for his brand, and for hip-hop itself. In a world where everything is recorded and nothing stays hidden, one truth remains. Loyalty doesn't exist in Hollywood, only leverage. Diddy built his empire on it. Snoop may have gotten caught in it. And Shantae? She might be the one person who finally broke the chain. Because this story isn't just about scandal, it's about exposure. Not the kind that ruins reputations, but the kind that reveals who people really are when the cameras stop rolling. And as the fallout continues, one question echoes louder than ever. Who's next? The Diddy investigation isn't over. More footage could surface, more names could drop, and the story we think we know could change again tomorrow. But for now, one thing is clear. The line between loyalty and leverage has disappeared, and when the dust settles, the only question that will matter is who was recording and who was being recorded. Because in Hollywood, secrets don't die. They just wait for the right moment to be revealed. If you thought this was wild, just wait. The next leak might rewrite hip-hop history. Stay tuned, because this is only the beginning.